Hey guys, I'm making a live video to do an update on the video I put out 2 days ago about mask mandate, possible mask mandate in the state for school-age children. And I'm really glad that I did put out a video. Um, and I'm going to write some letters and be active. I encourage you to do the same where you're at because just the next day, the governor came out with a statewide mask mandate. So if you're interested, I'm going to give some short details about it, not really talk about my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, but and then open this letter from Moto G Spot that really brightened up my day. So the mandate is that ages 8 and up are required to wear masks when they enter business indoors. And if they're outdoors, you don't have to wear a mask, but you have to maintain 6 feet social distancing. Now, I said in my previous video how I'm really trust the governor. I think he's the right person for the job. Our past governors just kind of used it as a stepping stone to get somewhere else, or try to get somewhere else, and he really cares about Louisiana. So he's done a couple things that I'm really happy about. The first thing I'm really happy they did is he didn't just say, we're going to wear masks now, and that's it, not say when we're going to stop, anything like that. He said parishes, so think of that as a district. In my state, parishes, kind of weird, but parishes can opt out if their case numbers are less than 100 per 100,000 in a 2-week period. So it's tied to the slowing of the spread. And if the spread is slow enough, then you can get rid of the mask mandate parish by parish, case by case. I think it's really great they put a check step in there. Businesses can be fined up to $500 for failing to ask people to wear masks and failing to have employees to wear masks. But they're not going to really enforce that. He said, we don't want to write tickets. And he gave some outs there. Noah Alsop. Yeah, I'm hoping that as the spread is slowed, that parishes will opt out. I'm kind of worried that individual leaders in the parishes will not want to opt out. It'll probably be one of none of them will want to do it first, right? But he said if someone can't wear a mask for health reasons, then they are an exception. And he gave a couple of exceptions. But he said a business is to believe whoever says I can't wear a mask. So we've seen YouTube videos of people going in stores and saying, well, I have a health condition, and you can't ask me what it is, and you can't tell me to get out of the store. We won't have to deal with that in this state. It's just, please everyone wear a mask. We need to all wear masks. But if you're going to be an a-hole about it, we're not going to let you cause a scene. I really like that. So what are the exceptions? Anyone who has a medical condition that prevents wearing of the face covering, and again, businesses are being told, if someone tells you they can't wear it, that's it. Anyone who is consuming a drink or food. So this is really weird. I went to New Orleans maybe a month and a half ago with my family, and in New Orleans, Mayor LaToya Contrail has had a mask mandate for a while. So we wanted to go into this restaurant, and we were told the only way you can come in is if you wear a mask to your table, and then you keep it on until your food and drink comes, and then you can take it off. But then when you get up to leave, you have to put it back on. It's really weird, and I think it really discourages you to go to restaurants to sit and eat. I know that's kind of the point, but these restaurants really need your patronage, and it was very, very strange to sit and have a mask on. It was really weird, but that's what we're going to do. Not that big of a deal. If you're trying to talk to someone, they can't hear you. You don't have to wear your mask. If you're giving a speech, so he doesn't have to wear a mask. Anyone can temporarily remove their mask for identification purposes. So I'm kind of curious where that came from. Is that from like police worrying that people would say, no, I can't take off my mask. The governor says I have to wear it, so I'm not going to take it off. I don't know. But I've worn my motorcycle helmet as a mask when I voted, and I was kind of surprised they didn't ask me to take it off. um, Anyone who is a resident of a parish without a high COVID incident that has opted out. And then he said masks are strongly recommended for children aged 2 to 7. And that kind of interests me too, because I'm a father of young children, and car seats are a weird thing. Like, you're not supposed to leave your kids sleeping in a car seat because they could die. Kids die if they just sleep in car seats. And my kids have fallen asleep in a car seat, but I can see, like, if some idiot tries to put a mask on their baby and then doesn't watch them, I hope nothing bad happens. And I think the reason why they've said 2 and above is because less likely to have issues there. I don't know. Okay, what's else on my list? Bars are closed, so you can't go into a bar and drink. You can go up to a bar and say, "I'd like you to make this drink for me," and then you can walk away with it, which is pretty cool. But the whole point of going to a bar is not necessarily to drink. You do that at home. The point of going to a bar is to have fun with your friends or meet people. So I've read a little bit about, is the spread associated with bars, or is it just a perception thing? And nobody really knows, but there's at least some evidence saying there haven't been a lot of cases. There was one case in Baton Rouge of like Tigerland Bar, a college bar, where one person went in, then 16 people got, and then 100 people got. I'm not quite sure of the details, but there's absolutely one case of it in the state that they're basing belief off of. But the whole point is to slow the spread so the hospitals don't get it. They aren't being real specific about that. I wish they would, because the uncertainty is kind of troubling. I'd like them to be more transparent. Gatherings have gone from 250 or less to 50 and less. And I didn't think much of that yesterday, but I thought something of it today because a friend put up pictures from a wedding. And it's like, wow, if this was tomorrow, then that would be really different. How could you tell people, yeah, we invited you to the wedding, but only 50 people are allowed? And I know a lot of people are upset about that because other things are I mean, I haven't been affected by it, but I've heard people, I'm not going to go into my thinking. I have a lot of thoughts, but that's not what's important now. Yeah. Okay, so mail time. Really brightened my day to get this in the mail, and I know it's in it because I saw a homie Bill open his, and I'm excited. It just means so much to get mail from across the world, and also sending mail from across the world. It's one of the really best parts of doing YouTube that I had no idea. So I got a magnet that's going to go straight on my fridge, and some cards, and then some stickers. And one of these will definitely go on the oil tank. Thank you, Moto G Spot. And there's a letter here. Good day, Ian. A few goodies to say thank you for being a long-time supporter of mine. It is truly appreciated, mate. Hope is all well with you and your family, and I look forward to seeing your channel grow even more. Cheers, G. Yeah, it is freaking rad. I mean, I'm never going to make any money doing this, and I've kind of wasted some money doing it, but any hobby you have, you're going to spend money. And I mean, you can't really buy friendship from across the world. I mean, totally unexpected and kind of amazing. Oh, hey, homie. Yeah, it's real easy to just think about for a few minutes and get upset, and I'm trying not to. And I know you got this too, and when I got it, it just really brightened my day, and I hope it did the same for you, because I really freaking needed it, right? If you ain't spending money on it. Yeah, I'm always really happy about my bikes because I spent just a tiny bit of money on them, and I work on myself, and I don't carry full insurance on them. I just carry the legal insurance. So I tell myself that they pay for themselves. um, and maybe I could justify that Am I doing the videos? I learned to be a safer rider. Maybe I'm avoiding an accident and saving a ton of money that way. I'm going to tell myself that from now on. Yeah, it's great they sent that to us. And now Noto G-Spot, if you haven't watched him before, he's kind of exploring cinematic stuff, and that's not usually my thing, but I really like him, so I'm watching his stuff. Um, and it kind of reminds me of some stuff he was doing like 6 month, 8 month, not quite a year ago, where he was in another country on scooters with some friends, which was very different from just the stuff that he does at home. Kind of like what me and homie Bill do. So I've got the computer screen on here, and you can't see it, but this is the Louisiana Department hospitals.la.gov/coronavirus. And I was checking this thing daily. It talks about all the numbers for the first like 8 weeks, and I got sick of it and didn't want to check it anymore. We're at 3,300 deaths right now in the state. Near me, about 150 deaths. We've tested not quite 1 million people. We've had not quite 80,000 cases in the state. And the hospital number is different now. This number, the death number, was at about 2,000 maybe a month and a half ago. And then it was not really raising up because the spread had been slowed. But now with things reopening, of course, the spread has increased. 1,000 more people have died. But the hospital number, there's over 1,000 people in the hospital. Most of them will recover, but there's over 100 people, 100 people on ventilators, not quite 150. And a lot of the people on the ventilators don't survive. And I'm reading into it. I wish Governor Bell Edwards said the reason why we're doing this is whatever it is. And since he's not, I have to guess. I guess the reason is so that the hospital doesn't get overrun and there are always ventilators available. There's a lot of people that think slowing the spread means they won't get it. And, again, I don't really want to say my opinions here, but I'm a pessimist. I'm a realist. I expect at some point, no matter how careful I am, because the spread has been slowed and not stopped, I'll get it at some point. And then there'll be a ventilator for me if I need it, instead of everyone getting it at once and then there not being enough ventilators. But I really wish he would come out and say that is the whole freaking point, because I think a lot of people don't have that same assumption as me. And if it's not that, if it's just a public perception sort of thing, then a lot of harm is going on, especially to our children. That's what my previous video is about. I want to advocate for our children having the least amount of harm while maximizing the things that we need to do to protect people. And some states right now are just saying, screw the kids. We're just going to go full force on public perception that we're doing everything we can for political reasons, and we're not going to consider what it does to our children. And I feel like Governor Bell Edwards here in Louisiana, especially because he's not up for re-election and he doesn't seem to want to run for president or any other such fantasy, I really believe that he's got our best interests at heart, and that he will consider, with my and other parent advocates, the effects on our children in his consideration before just following other governors. Yeah, actually, homie Bill, what you said there about making people feel comfortable at my work, I've seen that a couple of times. Because my boss said, you know what, I think a mask mandate might be coming, so I want us to get used to being cognizant of having it on. So the last week and a half or 2 weeks, we've all made sure to be wearing our mask when we're within 6 feet of people when we normally wouldn't. And there are some people that have noticeably been more comfortable with us doing that without them having to indicate that they want it. But on the flip side, there's been some people that have been, they haven't been like, why are you wearing masks? But they're very visibly like upset about it, and they're purposely not wearing theirs. And then like I see in their eyes and their face, they're experiencing their emotions. Then they're like, hold on, what does this guy next to me think? And then they're like kind of apologetic. It's like, look, man, it's for you. We're business. We're trying to make sure we're following everything. We want you to feel like we did a good job for you. And then they're like, oh, okay. And I mean, here in the South, there's even people that want to shake my hand at this point. And then what the heck do I do? So it's kind of a tough situation. And then um, you have to make people feel comfortable. And then, I'm washing my hands between everybody anyway. Yeah. Well, 15 minutes. This has gone on way too long anyway. But if you've watched this far, Moto G Spot, thank you. Oh, you know what? There's two things I didn't say. Hef is having a baby. So if you've watched this far and you don't know, Hef needs diapers and stuff. So um, if you can, buy him something. As a parent, so many people bought me stuff. So if anybody ever has a baby that I know says, hey, I need some stuff, I'm just going to figure out paying it forward because I got so much stuff. And Hef needs to get stuff right now. So buy Hef some stuff. And if you don't know what to buy him, he can send you a link to a list like registry, and then you can buy exactly what he needs. He's got stuff on there that's not expensive either. He hasn't really asked for anything expensive. And um, yeah, diapers are a big win. So if you don't know what to send him some diapers. Ah, perfect timing, Screaming Chicken, because I was just going to talk about you. And when this is over and turns into a video, post you link below. But I was going to give a shout out to the Screaming Chicken. I think it's actually Soap Phantom Addict that you're going to change your name to once you're big enough, right? Oh, yeah. Hef's not have. I made that joke whenever people would ask me, you're having a baby? I'd be like, yes, I am. Yeah. So Screaming Chicken, you were watching a ton of my videos, and thank you. We're talking a little bit about audio, and I want my viewers that watch this far to go check you out because you're just getting started, and I'm worried that if they don't go check you out now, then they won't have a chance because so many people start doing this. I'll be there in a second. And then they drop out because they're not getting the views they want. They're making content for other people so that they can make money. And if you want to be successful at this, you just saw Charlie's Ride. Like, he got 500 subscribers for beating Cycle Cruiser, and that is not the norm. I wish him luck, and I'm very happy for him. I'm a little jealous, but don't expect that to happen. If your expectation is that you're just going to get 500 subscribers after extra subscribers after 100 after doing a couple months, that's not a realistic expectation. And you should make the content that you want to make and find an audience that wants to watch it, not making content that you think other people want to watch so that you can continue. I see Hef, I think, struggle with this quite a bit. And that's why sometimes he kind of gets out of it for a bit. He really wants to try and make content that will grow his channel. And if he just focused on making content that he wanted to make, he would have less viewers, but I think I would personally enjoy it more. And the homie Bill, he makes stuff that he wants to make, kind of like I make stuff that I want to make. And if people won't watch it, great, but it's not geared towards them, so of course not many people will watch it. Yeah, Charlie probably will hit okay. Well, I gotta go. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.